Hi, my name is Matthew Schell. Chris Lee and I founded ThriveSmart, a suite of tools to help anyone thrive at work. It provides a set of easy-to-use forms for coaching, mentoring, feedback, and suggestions. But what it's really doing is facilitating engagement. Research has shown that improved employee engagement leads to measurable increases in productivity, customer satisfaction, and retention. ThriveSmart was born out of the realization that most employee performance evaluation tools are not very effective. They focus on ranking or evaluating each employee's performance and showing how their score changes over time. The problem with that is that it just doesn't work. An employee's contribution can't be summarized into a single number. And if you did, nearly everyone gets a 4 out of 5, which is probably the same score they got last year. And trying to make decisions based on data that's somewhat questionable isn't going to help the organization. And that's why Chris Lee wrote the book Performance Conversations. His book recommends eliminating the traditional annual performance review and replacing it with a series of conversations, which would focus on the future and not the past. Focus on what the employee needs to be successful without any ratings or evaluations. He wrote the book in 2008 and submitted it to the Society for Human Resources Management. But at the time, they said they were publishing other books that say performance evaluations are effective, so they didn't want to publish it. But within a few years, some major corporations had announced that they were eliminating their performance reviews, and additional research provided even more evidence. So in 2020, SHRM finally did publish it. In the meantime, Chris had moved the focus of his research to positive psychology in the workplace. Positive psychology has been formally studied only for the past 30 years, but human flourishing has been written about going back thousands of years. When scientists began studying psychology, the focus was on disorders and how to treat them. Only a few studies went beyond that to look at actualization and well-being. Then in 2002, Martin Seligman at the University of Pennsylvania published his first work, and the university started their Masters of Positive Psychology program the next year, and it's been an established science ever since. Positive psychology is the study of what makes life worth living, of what's at the top of the triangle in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It isn't exactly the same thing for everyone, but something like setting goals and working toward accomplishing them brings a sense of fulfillment that just about everyone can relate to. And positive psychology has been found to have practical applications in health, education. There have been more than a dozen books written on using positive psychology in professional coaching. One of the biggest concepts in those books is that we gain more by focusing on our strengths and not worry so much about our weaknesses. The reason for that isn't directly related to productivity. It's because we enjoy using our strengths. And when we enjoy something, we have a built-in desire to become better at it, and productivity will increase naturally. Now, I understand that abandoning performance evaluations seems like a big change, but change has been a constant in people's relationships with their employment over the past 100 years. The past 20 years has seen the most dramatic change. Concepts like the gig economy, hybrid work schedules, and diversity and inclusions, they existed 20 years ago, but you didn't see companies enacting major initiatives based on them like you do today. The pandemic really accelerated things. In 2021, 47 million people voluntarily left their jobs. That's almost 30% of the entire U.S. workforce. I'm sure a lot of factors went into those decisions, but I think a lot of people just decided that life's too short to work for a job that you don't enjoy or for an employer that doesn't value your contribution. And that's why we incorporated a survey tool into ThriveSmart, because organizations can benefit from feedback just like individuals. The surveys capture employee sentiment and act as a barometer for the organizational health. And it's not just about measuring the known. It's about uncovering the unexpected. There are built-in questions on engagement, job satisfaction, and other topics. Sponsoring organizations can add their own questions to address whatever challenges they're facing. And the insights from the survey will help identify programs and interventions to guide the organization forward. ThriveSmart was founded with 3 guiding principles. The first is simplicity. When it comes to coaching and feedback, there's no need for complexity. ThriveSmart has pre-written emails and forms to make giving and receiving feedback easier and less awkward. The second is user autonomy, and this is another concept from positive psychology. We all want to have some control over how we work and how we learn, and ThriveSmart empowers the employee to manage the process and set the pace. And last is data privacy. Users today are rightly skeptical about entering information online because they know about data mining and targeted advertisements. So at our very first meeting, Chris and I decided that ThriveSmart would not have any paid advertisement. It would not collect or sell any user data. Our only source of revenue would be the subscription fees. We even have a user bill of rights on our website to be completely transparent about what users can expect from the service. And ThriveSmart takes the concept of user privacy even farther, because we also decided to not share the user feedback text with the sponsoring organization. You will be able to see usage reports and activity details, but not the actual text that was sent between users. That decision was made because we didn't think that users would be able to provide honest feedback if they knew that someone from HR was going to critique what they wrote. Another differentiator with ThriveSmart is that the basic service is free for individuals. Anyone can create an account, add coaches and mentors, and send suggestions and feedback. Sponsoring organizations pay a per-user subscription fee to view engagement reports and ask custom survey questions. The return you will see on your investment is an increase in engagement and performance demonstrated with survey results and interaction reports. Now I'd like to show you a demo.